Go on, nice fries, fix it.
Oh, they fixed it?
Guys, you guys have to get so much.
Nice fries. Ah, come here. Perfect. Nice to hear. Every time you're
Alright, that was the second bell. Let's get to our seats. Alright, so let's get to Google Classroom. Let's start our reflection.
Psychopathic driver. Give up.
Alright. So, today's question is, does life expectancy stress you out? Why or why not? Our last topic, right? Life expectancy, longevity, how long you are expected to live. Does it stress you out? Does it worry you?
Yes, it does.
Alright, wait. We'll go over it in a second. Once you're done, you can close your Chromebook. Today's a B-Day. Done? Alright, now if you're done, you can close your Chromebook. Alright. I see most people are finishing up. If you're still typing, that's alright. Does anyone feel like sharing whether or not the last topic stressed you out? Noah?
Yes.
You did?
Because you never know whether it's right or wrong.
Okay, you can only just prepare for the best. Okay, good answer. Any other thoughts on life expectancy, if it stressed you out or not? No? Nothing? Okay. Alright, well, this is going to go into our next topic, and what we're going to talk about is stress management, okay? Now, stress is a part of your everyday life. No matter what you do, stress is going to affect you. Stress has been affecting you ever since the day you were born, right? The first day you were born, you were overwhelmed by stress. You didn't know what was going on. You were experiencing so many new things, and your first response was to cry, right? To scream out, to cry, to yell. That was your response to that stress. And as we get older, stress only gets more complicated, it gets more nuanced, and it gets tougher to understand, okay? So in this unit, we are going to go over stress, the different types there are, what exactly it is, and some healthy ways that we can manage it, and different ways we can cope with it, because everyone has different ways that they cope with stress, okay? But, okay, I like Minecraft. Ready? But before we do that, I want to see where you guys are at with stress and how it affects you in your life. So, I'm going to post a quick kind of pre-stress test. And what it's going to be, it's going to look like this. There's going to be about 15 or so questions. You're just going to answer honestly. It's going to be anonymous. You're going to look at the question. You're going to hit the drop box. And you are going to choose one of these 4 options, okay, on how this affects you in your life, how much. From not at all, to somewhat, to a good amount, to a lot, okay? What's up?
Do you have a charger?
Yeah, it's in the first drawer under the pencil sharpener, okay? Now, as you're looking at this, there might be some things in there that you might not think relate to stress, but we're going to go over why it does, okay? So, a couple things, an example would be like, I get motivated to do well in sports, clubs, or other activities. You might think, well, what's that have to do with stress? It does, and we're gonna go over why. A couple other ones that I see people talking about is I feel butterflies in my stomach when I'm around a certain someone. Ooh, cooties. Okay, but that is a form of stress. Okay, you might not think it, but the way that affects you is a form of stress. It makes you nervous. You start thinking about all the things you're doing wrong and how that person sees you and yeah, am I doing anything right? Like I'm messing everything up. It's over or it's going well, right? That's a form of stress, and we're gonna go over how it might affect you. Okay. Now, when you're done with that, you can close your Chromebook so I know that you're done. Okay? And after that, we are going to get into some stress notes. Okay? Now, when we get into stress notes, I have an online version that I just posted, or I have a physical copy if you would like one. Now you're gonna want to take these notes, you're going to need to know these terms for a later assignment, okay, or else you're going to get stuck. So, does anyone want a physical copy of these stress notes? Raise your hand if you do. And I will come around and give you a copy, okay? It is also on Google Classroom. There you go. Anyone else? All right, depending on how these answers go, maybe we'll shift how we manage certain stressors, certain stress events. How I see these questions, okay? Alright, I'll give you 2 more minutes to complete the questions. Done? Sure. What's up? So there's a quick little form on Google Classroom. The one, if you go to the Google Classroom, it should be before those notes. Alright, do you want a physical copy of the notes, or do you want to do it on the Google Classroom? Okay. Do you know where it is? It should be right above. I just posted it in the refresh. There it is. You can open that up. Yep.
I get on paper.
Yeah. All right. Everyone should be just about done
I think if only I told you not to do it.
with the stress test, the little form. Okay? Yep. Yep. And if you would like a paper copy in the future, it's up here at the front. Okay? All right, let's get into some different terms. Okay? Now, does anyone here think they know the difference between stress and anxiety? They are 2 different things. Some people might think that they are similar, and they are in a way, but they're different. Anyone have any guesses on the difference? Yeah?
Like I think stress is permanent, like you can have different stress levels, but like anxiety happens when it's before a big event.
Anxiety is before a big event? Okay. That's a good answer, I like that. Any other guesses on the difference between stress and anxiety? No? No guesses? Okay. There's no wrong answers. All right, so what stress exactly is, it is your reaction to the demand and the challenge right now, okay? Whatever you're facing right now, whatever resources you have, whatever control you have, how your body reacts to it, that is stress, okay? It puts a lot of demand on your mind, on your body, to get through these challenges, okay? Wait, to use the sharpener? You can go for it. Thank you for waiting, Josh. I appreciate it. Oh, I forgot to do the class dedication. While you're writing that down, try to guess this person. Ready? This person's favorite color is pink. Their favorite drink is soda. Favorite thing to do outside is to go on their bike. Favorite animal is a capybara. Favorite holiday is Christmas. Favorite fruit is watermelon. Favorite part of middle school is seeing their friends.
It must be someone that thinks their favorite color is pink and likes capybaras and his
Yeah.
favorite part of middle school
Yeah. You're just listing what I say.
is why.
Yes.
Is it Lauren?
It is Lauren. Yes,
Even
it
her
is
name must be
Lauren.
Lauren.
There you go. Ready? Let's give one big clap for Lauren. If you want your gold star, you can give it at the end of class.
Star.
All right, so now let's get back into stress and anxiety. So, stress is how you feel in the moment with that certain challenge, that specific challenge, okay? And there's different levels to it. You could have a low stress level, high stress level, depending on what you're facing, okay? Now, anxiety, what anxiety is, it's that strong feeling of stress, but it does not go away very easily, okay? And there isn't a very clear reason as to why you are feeling that way, okay? So I'll show you like some example. Ready? I'll make a graph, okay, just like our lifeline, and I'll label this like your stress level. And we'll go, this axis is going to be time, okay? So when it comes to stress, if you're stressed out on something, we'll start down. You are down here, you feel pretty normal, and you might have some bumps along the way, like you have to eat something, that's a form of stress, okay? And then maybe you forgot that you have a test that day, you didn't study, it took you by surprise, and now your stress level is all the way up here, right? You have a test, okay? You feel the pressure of the test, you feel nervous, you feel shaky, maybe your heart beats fast, you feel that pressure weighing down on you, okay? But after the test is over, you go back down to normal, okay, for the rest of the day until the next thing pops up, okay? Now you go back down to normal, and that's normal, that's stress, right? You feel that pressure, it goes back down. Feel a little pressure, goes back down. Now that stress, anxiety, so this is stress, anxiety is, what if you were up here the whole day or week or month? You're all the way up here, just like if you were taking a test, if you had a surprise test, but you are staying here for a prolonged period of time, for weeks to months, and it does not go away, and it doesn't really have a clear reason as to why it is up there. You don't know why you feel that way. You just feel stressed, and you feel anxious, and you have anxiety, okay? Does that make sense on anxiety versus stress? That constant versus stress being that up and down. All right. So, stress has a lot of different responses within your mind and your body. An example, this isn't in your notes, but an example is the fight or flight response. Does anyone here know what the fight or flight response is in terms of stress? If you're in a stressful situation, you have the fight or flight response? No? Anyone? No one knows what it is? Any guesses? Yeah.
Like you can take action or you can push it off or try to run away from the situation.
Exactly. So fight or flight, right? I'm sure you've heard of it before. When you're in a very stressful situation, you can either fight, right? You get aggressive, you want to throw hands, right? Or, this isn't on the nose. Or flight, right? You're going to run away. You are going to flee. So it is just based on your response. Can you handle this threat? Can you go at it? Or is it going to overwhelm you, and are you going to run away? Now, there's more options than just this, okay? There's a couple more that I wanted to go over. So there's fight, there's flight, there's also freeze, right? If you just don't know what to do and you just freeze up, you lock up, that's one way your body can respond. There's flop, You can literally just flop on the ground, you can faint, you can just literally go to the ground and not deal with it, okay? And then there's also fawn. Fawn is going to be, you're trying to please that person. It's like people pleasing. You're trying to do whatever you can to get rid of the problem. You get on your hands and knees and you start begging, right? Whatever can I do, okay? So, those are some examples of what your body can do when you're in a stressful situation. I want you to think about if you were in a very stressful situation, which option would you probably be a part of, okay? Would you fawn? Would you, I'd probably be a flight or a fawn, just depending on what my personality is usually like, okay? But think about what your own self would do, okay? Now, there's different kinds of stress. We're gonna go over two right now, and that's the next thing on your notes. You've probably heard of this word before, distress. If you've heard of like a distress signal or a distress call, right? It is the bad kind of stress, the kind of stress that stays with you, that feels like a heavy backpack that won't go away, and it burdens you. It makes things more negative in your life, okay? You get to feel overwhelmed, and it makes it hard to handle the situation that you are dealt with, okay? So that's like distress, the bad stuff, a distress call. Okay? So an example would be like getting in a fight with your family, or a physical injury, or being nervous for your test and you start shaking, right? Now, something that you probably haven't heard of before is eustress, which that is that good stress that I mentioned earlier when it comes to motivating you. Okay? If it's your first day of a sports season or competition season, or if you're part of the arts and you need to perform, you feel that nervousness, you feel those butterflies in your stomach, okay? And it's actually going to help push you and motivate you to perform better, okay? It gives you that nervous energy, and it boosts you to try better, okay? So, it's that good stress. I will say it's not so clear.
What about okay, medium stress?
See, that's the thing. It's not always so clear on which side some things can land on. And a lot of the times you can take a situation that is distress and you can change it to be eustress. You can use that negative energy and turn it into that nervous energy to motivate you to perform better, okay? So not everything is just a situation is distress, this is eustress. Sometimes you can get this is distress turning into eustress, or the other way around, okay? So we want to be thinking about that. We get those in the notes. An example of eustress would be day one of a game, would be like in the test, being around that certain person, performing, when you're about to perform, like in theater or music, okay? That nervous energy, okay? So, now, I want to see if you guys can tell the difference in different situations, whether something is eustress or distress, okay? And like I said, it's not so clear. It's not just E or D. We're gonna go with this worksheet. When you're done with it, you can turn it into me. You could either work with a partner at your table or on your own. And there's going to be a prompt on the left, and on the right, you're going to either write E, D, or distress. Or if you see that it's a situation that a bad situation that they turned good, like they were nervous, but then they used it to focus, to do better, that can be a D to E, or E to D. So you can write D, arrow, E. Yep. Yep. For distress, could be like a family argument, or a family fight, or a physical injury. What? Not today. We'll see. Do you guys want to work partners or alone? Alone?
Can we work?
So two can work together. Yeah.
She come over here.
Sure. You guys can partner up within your table. If you do partner up, are you guys partners or okay, you have a group of three? Do a group of three if you want. If you are working with partners, why don't you put both your names on it? Partners or solo? Yeah.
I got.
Solo? Partners? Solo? Group three, or partners or nobody else? All partners? Yep, you guys can just, you want to put both your names on it? Or solo? Solo? You guys change your mind, you can. All partners. Remember, I can go D to E. You can go D plus E if you want. No, it's not like that. Read it. And make sure there's also a question at the bottom. Try to answer the question at the bottom. You're going to hand this directly to me when you're done.
Oh, I got you.
Done.
This right here.
So, I would agree.
It's not even that much. I already did my homework assignment for Wednesday.
Remember, you can put a D, arrow, E.
You're nervous to try for two.
It's not just E, D, E, D,
Yo, why?
Ed, Ed.
Yeah, but it was that, because they're hard to read, and then they turn it into a good thing.
I didn't know. I factor it, that's just combined with good factor.
Factor, is that math? Yeah. So that would be 9 to 12.
Okay,
3 hours.
value for this, it can't
Five.
be docs.
5 hours. 8 hours.
X.
So you could
No?
I got enough.
No? Go that way.
Wait, I'm still. X.
1 second of the day.
1 second. Just 1 second of sleep.
Yeah, it should.
Oh, we were supposed to write like D to E.
I finished.
Let me see.
Jay,
Better.
X squared
what you just said actually reminds me of
minus
something.
7x
Alright, hold on.
I noticed sleeping sometimes for only like 30 minutes. I
minus
wake up
20
during
minus
the day, what time is it?
equals
And I'm
0.
like, wait, have I
And then
slept at all?
because
Do you
it's
know their
here,
names on them?
Yes.
it's not. Or would you do the perfect square?
Done, you guys did it on the bottom?
Not that, but it's quadrant. Negative. Wait, negative 7 plus or minus the square root.
No. For So that note sheet, if you have a physical copy, I would hold on to it, we're not done with it.
Wait,
So,
can you put it away though?
yeah, you could put, I would say you could put notes away for the day.
Wait, you said that your hand is stressed.
It's a response to stress.
I don't know why my hands are always.
Yeah. No one.
Yeah, don't forget there's a question at the bottom. And you're just gonna hand it to me.
If your hands are like really straight and they don't shake at all.
Wait, we're supposed to have, what do you think about my chicken?
No one can hold their hand out without shaking.
So remember, things can also be D to
Look like it.
a stress situation that turns into an E. So maybe quickly look through, see if there's any like that. But
Oh my god. I don't know.
so I think there's another one about test. There's like
Oh, what?
about test. Done? Oh wait, there's a question at the bottom. You just said no.
But like, you can explain the word no.
No.
No, we did not. We did not.
Oh, you didn't find a single one?
No, we didn't.
Really?
E. Oh, no.
Remember, it can go arrow D to E.
Yeah, I know we read it.
You didn't find a single one like that?
No.
Really?
Not in my opinion. It's opinion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it can't be wrong if it's your opinion.
I don't know.
It can't be wrong if it's your opinion. And we didn't find anything in our
I'd
opinion.
say so.
Okay. Look at that. Hey, don't give it to me.
Wait,
It's
it's
wrong.
Wait, wrong.
We're free
I wanted to quit. What did you say? Wait, what's why two?
Yeah, you just, your voice was wrong. Step in there. Okay, you guys done. Alright, no math. Just one no. Done? So do you think the question was? Alright. You guys done?
I'm not there. I do like have like a word.
Wait.
And they're so we're done selling. So just got a piece.
Alright, I'll give you about a minute left to finish.
Oh, this.
Yes, because.
And as
Yeah, they're kind of. In the middle. You submitted the draft. I'll look again. Alright. You guys
I'm trying, okay?
You got one more thing. Alright. Anyone else have their sheet for me to collect? Okay. Alright, let's get back to receipts. There's one more thing I want us to do, and then we'll call it there, okay? So, remember, the note sheet. The note sheet you can hold on to if you have it physically. So next class, we will go over some different physical body reactions that stress can have to do because of stress. In 3 different categories. We'll go over some stressors and we'll see where we can get to from there, okay? But last thing that I want us to do is we are going to I have a little form that goes with fight or flight. I want you to answer the question on whether or not, if you are in a fight or flight situation, which category, which side are you usually on and why? Do you think you'd be a fight, a flight, a mixture of freeze, flop, fawn? Okay, if you need, which side are you on? If you remember, it looked like this, with flop being you collapse, flight being run away, freeze being unable to act, and fawn being to please someone, to kind of get on your hands and knees and kind of beg and do whatever it takes. Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, can we write any of them?
You can go any one mixture if you want both, if you want 2 different, 3. No, fight or flight is still there.
Fight.
Yeah, okay. All of the above.
Actually, mine is fawn.
Your fawn. So different stress responses. How do you respond? How does your body react?
Not an S.
Fight, flight, freeze, flop, or fawn? And make sure you get in that country research assignment if you haven't yet.